because people commented on the chipboard and then the evolution to the final, it's so funny to me what happens with people, students, with everybody. When you get really nice paper, for example, as an analogy, all of a sudden you can't draw it anymore. You did something you loved on a paper bag in the cafeteria, and then you get like this really nice Strathmore or some kind of paper, and then all of a sudden the drawing stinks and you can't erase, and that's the end of that $10 piece of paper. And in the same way, when people have to do a final model, it's very difficult to hold on to an idea. And that is the biggest thing. It's one of the things that I try to teach because it's so difficult. It's easy to take something and say, well, that's that, and then I'm going to make something that's finished, or just show the finished one. Because if we saw that and we didn't see others that we like better, we would think that's nice. But when you see the other ones and they have a germ of an idea that seems like it's got more spirit and it's more dynamic, which this is, you then are disappointed when you see sort of the drawing on that really fine piece of paper. So related to that, I'm noticing this. I had a suspicion about it, so I wanted to come around. It gets very static, all of a sudden. Besides congested and all the things that everybody said, the foam also creates a whole different process than paper. You may be very comfortable and able to see when you do something like swing a curve over here. You have like this dominant form. Somebody could say that's dominant, but let's just say that this is dominant as because it's the volume. And then this plane that's got negative space in here, and then you've got another plane. So you have like this movement, sort of this and this, against this, and then against this one coming through. It's very dynamic. Each one of them is tipped, which is sort of got the airiness of that, and then all of a sudden everything is rectilinear. Everything is at a right angle, really, to everything else. The wheels, the center section, which is pretty much the axis of the middle one, is pretty much right dead center. And you have this one thrown to one side and this one pulling out to the other side. And it creates this feeling of movement. I keep looking at that one up there, in fact, because there's something about not just the separation, the airspace in between the more volumetric form and the one that's planar, like a bent plane or movement of planes, whatever, but it's also got this tip. So it sort of torques, it goes this way, and then it sort of rights itself by going another direction. Then here, it's got this stasis because it's just all standing.
And it's also parallel.
And it's parallel, of course, because everything is sort of in a grid, So it's just something to be aware of. I think your drawings are some of the best I've seen, student-wise, because they're experimental, they're not tight. Even your figures are more enjoyable to look at than a lot of figures. I think people should just leave them out, because a lot of times they are so stiff, they make me incredibly uncomfortable. These are not. Huh?
Or get better at drawing.
Or get better, that's the other choice. But see, that doesn't happen that easily. Let's just leave them out for the time being. When you get really good at them, because that's one thing that with your own body you can feel extremely uncomfortable, because you innately know the way a body moves, and when it seems like it's walking